Namaste and welcome to another great day at the Mike and Connor Homestead. I've got Connor back with me. He was out at Tahoe yesterday having fun and he decided to join back up today. Had a little bit of technical difficulties this morning. I was up at 5:30 to maintain the bees, but the external microphone that we just got in yesterday was not working, so there was no audio in the videos, and of course I could not retake the video, so I apologize. You do not get to see me in action this weekend. But with that being said, I got a lot of stuff to talk about with the beekeeping that I can kind of go over what I did. So last week I took out a piece of honeycomb, and that honeycomb I threw away, and I felt really bad about that because there was a lot of brood and larvae in it. And that was the baby bees, as well as some honey as well. So I, this week, took some rubber bands, and I had another piece of honeycomb that wasn't fastened to any kind of thing, and I used some rubber bands and rubber banded it to a frame, and then put it in there so that the bees can actually attach it to the frame, and I'm not taking away some of the hard work that they've done. I also found that there was comb attached to the top again, which I had to take off. I don't know why, but they keep deciding to put the hive to the roof. But I feel like as if I put more of these frames in, it'll give them less and less of a chance to build off the top because there won't be room in the hive for them to do it. And I have 7 of the 10 frames in there now, so I have 3 more to install, and I will do that over the next 3-week period. Another thing that I made a mistake on, when I had to get the tool and kind of wedge it in to open up the top, I told you that they sealed that with honey. They do not seal it with honey. They actually seal it with something called propolis. And propolis is just another material that they make just to seal their hive so that wind can't get in, and makes it really nice and warm at night. So that's another mistake that I made. I also tried sugar water today. I took about 50% sugar, 50% water, boiled it in a pan and got it hot and made kind of like a nectar in a spray bottle. Used that to spray the bees as I went in their hive, and it worked really, really well. Every time they started getting a little hot and heated, I'd spray that on them, and voila, they were nice and calm again, and so that worked great. I'll probably continue to use that. I'm not a fan of using smoke. Reason being is that when you smoke bees, they feel like there's a forest fire, so they gorge themselves in honey, and then they don't really work for a couple days because they're just kind of in a comatose from eating so much. And when you're establishing a hive, you want them to be able to, be active and grow, and every day is a day that's an opportunity for them to build a big colony, and I want to facilitate that in any way I can. Big reason behind me getting bees was the population of bees are going away, and I had a pest video yesterday that described more organic ways to achieve pest control. I was told, and I'm not 100% on this, that almost half of all the pesticides you would buy at Lowe's and Home Depot contain this nicotine-based pesticide that creates a handicap for the bees when they eat the pollen-based honey from the plants that have that pesticide on them. And that handicap prevents them from their magnetic pull back to the hive when they leave. So the bees get lost and can't make their way back to the hive, and then now we're losing all our bees because the EPA certified a pesticide that really wasn't safe for the bees, and now we're running into a problem that the bees may go away. So one of the best places to get your honey from is a residential beehive, because you won't find as many pesticides in it, and that's just a higher quality honey. When you go to a commercial place where a lot of guys wear a big beehive, they're big into beehiving, they will rent out their bees to commercial fruit orchards and other types of, you know, farm operations where they may use more pesticide, and then the honey from that won't be as good as just a smaller residential farm, just because the honey that the residential farm's getting from has got a higher quality. There's not as much pesticide in it. There's more flowers as well, because more residential neighborhoods like flowers because they're ornamental. So just another aside. Today's shout out is going to go to my friend homesteader Bob. Bob's taught me a lot about homesteading. He doesn't really use the internet too much. He reads a lot, but he's a very intelligent man and knows a lot of secrets that have helped me along the way. He's the one that told me about the sugar water, which works really well, and he's given me a lot of other tips that have been really, really beneficial to me getting things going. So Bob, you are the man. You have a much bigger yard than me, I know, but you know, I'm still going to do it in a smaller shaped yard, and I appreciate your information. It's priceless. So I was going to show you guys kind of the comb. This was a piece of comb I got out of the hive this morning, and I was just amazed at how perfect the comb is. The shape of the comb. You can see how perfect these bees make their comb. It's just about as good as it gets. It looks perfectly symmetrical, and it just blew my mind that an animal could achieve such a perfection. I mean, even us doing construction, we could never make something that perfect without measuring it and doing all the plans for it. So bees kind of just have this awesome ability to do that. But just to give you an idea of what I did, so I took like a lot bigger piece of comb than this and put it on the hive, and then just used some rubber banded it to it, and then the bees will eventually form it into the frame. So just to give you an idea of what I did there. So with that, again, we've got the external mic now, so it's going to be a much better, higher quality sound moving forward. I'm going to start the chicken series next week. I've finished the aquaponics. Again, if you guys have questions or anything that you want me to add to my aquaponics series, feel free to comment me, or if you know me, you can text me. Just give me some ideas. I will make another episode if somebody wants to know something that I didn't discuss. And with that, I want to say mahalo for watching, and I hope you all enjoy your Sundays.